You may be wondering why I'm wearing the jacket, because I'm going outside. I'm Ross. Welcome back to the channel. Another expedition. Can you believe it? And this one might just be one of the biggest, chunkiest Timexes I've ever handled. And this one's shock resistance. Has that military-inspired look with rugged, lightweight resin and steel package. Packed with features. It's black and gray, has that tough look, but wait, it's a negative display. You know how I feel about a negative display. Let's check it out, get a hands-on, and see what we're working with here. Reference TW4b24900. VQ. I'm not a big fan of negative displays, like I said, but we're going to go over this one, check it out, see it from different angles, put it on the wrist, give you a feel, a visual of how it looks on my 7¼ wrist, and maybe, just maybe, it may help one of you make an educated decision. I love positive displays when it comes to digital watches, but you know what? Well, we're going to take a look at it, see where it stands on the depth chart. Well, there's no real depth chart. I just made that up, but let's see what she's made of. 50mm resin case size. Let's give the specs across this thing, because you're really going to want to know this information to see if it works for your wrist. It's unique. It's large. It may not be for everybody. Case dimensions. Okay, here we go. Across this dial, we've got 53mm. Across the diagonal, we have 57mm. The lug is 40mm. And it's kind of an integrated design, so I'm not sure about what kind of strap choices you're going to try to research on, but you may be out of luck. The lug to lug is 40mm. Now, that might be a saving grace. We'll come back to that one. Thickness, it's got the thickness of like a G-Shock, 14.6mm. And with the resin and steel case, the full package here is coming out of the box at 74.9 grams. A resin and steel caseback construction with steel metal case bezel protection, which is great for that recessed dial, slightly recessed by about 1mm for some protection there. It kind of reminds me of like, it's built like a G-Shock square on steroids, but it's not a G-Shock. It's Timex Expedition. You know what that means? It's got Indiglo too. And knurled buttons all on the side for easy handling. Now, I'm interested in the wear. Sometimes these larger, bulky watch designs come with some difficulty, and they sacrifice comfort for the toughness and function. In my opinion, it's oversized. We can't sugarcoat this thing. It's massive. Its only saving grace is the lug to lug at that skinnier rectangular design, which may have it sitting on your wrist a little bit better than the next one. But wow, for some, this might be unwearable. And what Amy always says, there's a lid for every pot. Now, after having it on the wrist for a while, it actually feels pretty good. My wrists are 7¼ inches, and I'll give you lots of shots here to help you with a visual for the piece in action. It's like something out of an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. He probably could have worn this thing and gotten away with this thing in Predator rather than his Seiko Arnie. A large dial display, 24-hour, 12-hour military time as well. We have 3 time zone monitoring capabilities, which is fantastic. A unique occasion reminder and hydration timer, countdown timer. You hear that? To let you know when you should drink some water. I like that. That's the hydration counter. Isn't that cool? Month, day, date display with the calendar. Black resin strap with a pin and buckle closure. And it's tough, like for all types of environments out here. With shock resistance as well. Not to mention 100 meters of water resistance for this beast. You can get off the grid and embark on whatever adventure you want, or whatever expedition you want. She'll be right there with you. Inspired by the much-loved WS4 design, the Gridshock is ready for anything. It's got vibrating alarms, 3 of them, wow, timers, Indiglo night-like for that after dark or low-light conditions. That's what Timex does. Builds them good, doesn't charge you an arm and a leg. This one's coming in at $89 Canadian, and it's on Amazon right now. Obviously, depending on where you live and whereabouts Amazon is available for delivery to you. Here in Canada, though, online shopping is just so convenient. It's the way to go nowadays. You don't always have the benefit of seeing it in the flesh before it gets to you, so thank goodness for the return policies. The strap assists with comfort for this watch because you're going to need it because of its size. Surprisingly, it was refreshing to see that it was softer and not as rigid as I thought it would be. Not bad, and on the wrist it actually feels pretty good because it's lightweight at under 100 grams. It's not a big deal, but it's the overall size of this package that could be a deterrent for some people. So shop responsibly, shop wisely. Always better to have the information beforehand so you can make a great decision for yourself. Who's it for? Well, I'm the last person to tell you what kind of watch you should be wearing or what specific person should be wearing this on their wrist. I believe everyone has the opportunity or ability to wear whatever the heck they want. If you've got the wrist to pull it off, have at her. It's 2025. Just be mindful for anyone with smaller wrists. This thing may look like you have a suitcase on your wrist. So TIMEX Expedition Grid Shock. Do all the fancy things for the algorithm. Now there's a couple things I can't get past. Actually, there's 3 things I can't get past. I mean, it's big. I've already commented about it. It's huge. It's massive. It's probably the biggest TIMEX I've ever reviewed. That being said, it could work for someone. Just maybe not me. 2, negative display. I can't get past it. It's not my favorite. You know that. I've told you about it. Limited visibility from some angles, and of course, with limited light, you're going to have to use the Indiglo. But I guess that's what it's there for. So really, it doesn't matter, I guess. 3, the strap. As soft as it is, I was surprised it wasn't as rigid as I thought it was going to be. As soft as it is, it too is very big. Like I said, lug to lug is at 40 and it tapers down probably close to about 24 or 26. Like still massive, right? That's not the big issue. The big issue I have is with the resin support and how the pin and buckle closure works. It's very tough to get on and off. Maybe if I just try to show you that. It's just getting it on and off is very stiff and I don't know. Should it be that difficult? It shouldn't be that difficult. Maybe that speaks to the overall toughness in the design and the stability that they want for it to be on the wrist. Because once it slides in and that keeper goes over top, as you can see, like I have to use a good amount of force here to get this thing on and then to get it back off again. Like, wow. And that's a little bit of a struggle, and it shouldn't be that difficult. That being said, if you can get past those 3 things, do you own a TIMEX or do you own this TIMEX? Let me know, comment below. What do you think of the Grid Shock? Is it too big? Yeah, it's next level big. Maybe it could have been just a little bit smaller? How are you going to be able to watch this video and not comment? Crazy. Those of you out there in that rugged lifestyle looking to be outdoors and want a great expedition watch, the Grid Shock could be your next TIMEX. Comment below, how do you fancy the Grid Shock? Let me know. There you go, the TIMEX Expedition Grid Shock. I guess that's my cue. Can you hear that? Mateo's upstairs doing piano lessons. Ah, boy. Like, subscribe, smash the bell, do all the magical things you got to do to keep the algorithm going. I'm Ross. Thanks for coming to the channel, and I appreciate all the support. See you on the next one. TIMEX Expedition Grid Shock. Is it too big? When's the last time you heard that? It's too big. Oh boy. It could just be too big. I don't know. You help me out. Comment below. Is it too big?